Hi, it's Sonoria. I'm going on with my story, part I think it's 34, 35. So my last conversation was basically molesting and also talking to the molesters. But now I'd like to move on down the road. One of the things that I wanted to talk about next is the fact that, like I had said, I had gotten into trouble um, after this had happened to my daughter. I had got caught, and the police and something caught me when I was shooting at this guy. So, long story short, I ended up going to prison for writing personal checks. Now, it's my first time going to prison, so I didn't know what to expect. So, they take you, you're in jail, and then one night they gather up all the prisoners just going to prison, and then they take you and put you on this bus. They don't tell you when or nothing. I guess they're scared that people are going to try to escape or whatever, so they don't tell you anything. So I woke up, and then again in the middle of the night, they got us on a bus, and we headed to Canyon City Corrections Facility for women. So there was a couple of women who were also on the bus that were being escorted to the prison. So when you get there, they do an intake. And in this intake, all the new people, whether they've been there or not, they all go into one area and they take you in there. They take your picture. Again, they take your picture for their records. They also take your weight and height and ask you about personal medical conditions or if you have anything, so on and so forth, and allergies, stuff like that. And they give you a number. Now, this is the first part of the prison where the person receives a number. So when they tell you you go to prison, you get a number, this is where you get the number. So I was like, okay, now I'm a number. I'm not a person, I'm a number. So everything that you do, if you're sending out mail, if you're receiving mail, you have to have your DOC number on it, or you will not receive your mail, or it's not going out of there. They do read your mail, they do open your mail and packages and anything else. It's only so many things you can have there. And since it is a prison, some stuff is put into your like storage, and then for like 2 weeks you have to your blood has to clear. They have to do a clearance on you before they release you into general population, because there are some people at that time that had AIDS and who knows what else. But oh, excuse me, that was something that was going on, so they would put us, isolate us, and keep us away from general population. So every day we'd have to come out because they want to take us down to medical, or take us and show us around the prison, show us where the yard was, and show us where the cafeteria was going to be, show us where activities was, show us where classes and stuff like that are. So you're getting familiar with the prison, and they're taking you around. So how come when you get there, it is a lineup of women waiting, looking at you, and they're all hollering and screaming, and I want that one. Hey, then you looking good, and oh, honey, they like men. They be looking at you like they are serious. And I've seen some in some jockey shorts, and I'm like, what the hell? And they walking around in boxers, pretending to be men. Some of them look like men. I was like, okay, is this co-ed or not? But anyway, they were just dykes or butch dyke females, lesbians. And so me and this other girl that was there, we were talking about it, and and I told her, I said, listen, we gonna act like you and I is together, because I don't want them bothering me. And if you, and she was little, she was so petite, she was so tiny, and she was actually in there because she had, her boyfriend used to jump on her. She was a little bitty short, like Spanish lady, and she, she was really tiny. And so she got there because she ended up accidentally killing him, because he jumped on her one day and she grabbed the iron and hit him with it, knocked him out, and killed him. So that's how she ended up having to do so many years at this prison. So she and I became friends while we were going through this intake. And there was a couple other women that were there, but I just told her, listen, man, you need to hook up and you tell them that you got a girlfriend, I'm gonna tell them that you my girlfriend. That way they'll stay off of both of us, because I wasn't feeling safe at all. And there was this one butch. She was so determined. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you. You gonna be mine." And she had her little groupies around her, hanging out and stuff. Girl, you talking about being scared? I just like all I could think about is these girls are gonna rape me, and this girl is gonna be holding me down and all this other stuff. So eventually, we were up in the pods. These are different quarters and stuff where you stay, and they keep us locked up. So this girl was having other females come up on the pod that I was in and was bringing me kites, their notes, letters, or whatever, shoving them on the door and saying, "Hey, she wants you. This is for you," and this and that. I'm like, I don't know nobody. I don't even know nobody here because I ain't never been here. This is my first time. But yeah, it's for you. It's for you. You, come here. I'm like, I ain't coming up there. So they would sitting out the door, and then one of the girls would get it and bring it over to me, read it. I'm gonna make you mine. You gonna be my girl. Da da da. I was so scared to come out from behind them doors. I was like, shit, I can stay up in here all my whole duration. Now, they only gave me 2 years, and that was for the check writing on my account. So I wasn't expecting to be there long. And then with good time or good behavior, and then if you go to some of the programs, that cuts down your time a little bit. So for people who have never been there, I'm trying to give you a little up. Not that I'm expecting you to go or you want to go, but if you do, this is kind of what my experience was anyway in Colorado. I don't know other facilities what they do. So me and this girl, when the doors popped, us to finally get released out of there and go into general population, I was so nervous and she was nervous, and I was like, "Come on, let's just go down to the." It had a place down there it's like an auditorium or gym or whatever, and it had a pool table in there. So me and her, we went down there to go shoot pool. So we in there shooting pool. Now, mind you, the guards make rounds around there, so they come through maybe 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what time of the day it is and how many guards is on duty. Now, women that are there, they know when they come to new rounds, so they know when the guards are going to be there. That's why they be sneaking around doing all the stuff that they do. So me and her down there by ourselves, no guards, nobody around us, and all of a sudden, and the group of girls, the girl that was after me, she was a Spanish, she was a Mexican girl, big old heavy set, stud looking chick, and she came down there. And so I seen her. She was coming by the glass. I said, "Oh, here they come." I said, "Just play it off, play it off." And so me and her got next to each other, and I was hugging on her stuff, and she had the pool stick. And so the girls came in, they surrounded us, and she said, "Hey, did you get my messages I sent you and this and that?" I was like, I don't even know you." And she's like, "Yeah, but I want to be with you. So I want to spend some time with you, make you my girl." I said, "I already got a girl." I told her, "This is my girl right here. We together." So me and her then, now we really hugging each other. Like, you could tell we was both scared. But anyway, I was trying to play the role. And I was like, "This is my girl right here. And you and me on the same page. I'm not, this is my girl." And she was like, "Yeah, well, I want you." And she said, "And ain't nothing you can do." I said, "No, I'm not finna be with you." And so her girls was like, "Yeah." And so they took the balls that was on the table, they took their hand and slid the balls, started knocking the balls all around on the table. So I said, "Okay, I see now I'm not going to be able to get out of this. I'm going to have to fight," which I'm very accustomed to fighting. So that wasn't like new stuff. I just didn't want to come in fighting. And plus, the girl, I really thought the girl could win because she looked bigger than me and she looked muscular, and I didn't think I could handle her. But that scared part of me, I whooped her ass. I mean, I took that pool stick and knocked her in the head with that motherfucking stick. And then her friends and all the rest of them, I was taking balls, just throwing them. And the other girl that was down there with me, I ain't gonna say her name. Anyway, she was just ducking, because she didn't know. She was scared and she was screaming. So the guards ended up coming down there. By the time they came down there, I had her pent up. I had beat the shit out that girl. And I think it was more because I was so afraid. It wasn't because, I could really win. It was because I was so scared. I just had to fight back. So she didn't get to stay in the infirmary where at the prison. They actually came and removed her and took her to the medical facility in town somewhere, to a real hospital. And they were telling me, and I had to go to what they call the hole. So now I'm going to the hole for fighting, and I'm like, in the warden came down to see me, and she was like, "You haven't even been here." What she tell me? You just got out. The first day you get out, you get into it. I said, "Why come you wasn't? You guys ain't guarding us and stuff. You know, I ain't never been here before." And that girl came. She started messing with me, and I was always taught, when somebody hit you or try to do something to you, you fight back. I don't know nothing about waiting on y'all because y'all wasn't even there. They had been down there with us a long time before the fight actually started. And so now she was such a big bully. She was like the main ringleader in the prison. And so now that I whooped her ass, now I got females coming trying to be on my team, trying to send me presents and gifts and noodles and I'll do your hair and I got this, I got shampoo, they was doing all kind of stuff. And so I still try to play it off like, no, me and this girl here, we together and I don't need none of y'all. And we'll iron your clothes and this and that, trying to get on the A team. I said, no. Anyway, so she was like, the girl was like, no, that's my girlfriend and this and that, we're together. And she was like, well, how long y'all been together? She said, we've been together for 2 years. And me and this girl just met. We don't know. I don't even know where she from. I didn't come to find out she was from Durango, Colorado, a small part in Colorado. I had never been there. So anyway, as we were talking, we learned a little bit more about each other. And I was like, yeah, and all this other stuff. But so finally, the girl was released from the hospital, and they came to me again and let me know if she would have been had permanent damage or she would have died or something happened to her, I was gonna get another case. I was like, I'm only here for 2 years. Please don't put me in trouble for that because I didn't start nothing. She started it with me. And so they was looking on the cameras because they do have cameras now. Now, whether they paying attention to them, yeah, that's another thing. But they had to go back and review it, and they saw that they actually came in there and started it and came over to us and this and that and seen what actually happened. But they still was ready to press charges against me. So I was able to make it through that, got out. So the girl finally got out. She didn't mess with me. When I seen her, she was coming toward me. I was ready to grab that trash can and bust her in her head with it because, I don't know what you're going to do. I think she's coming for retaliation. I'm not going to sit around and wait to get beat up. That's not what I'm going to do. And so some of the little girls was still hanging around. Her little clique was still hanging with her. But some of them also had traded and was trying to hang out with me because they knew that I had beat her up. So a lot of people was on my side and happy that she got her ass whooped because she was such a bully in there. I didn't know how bad the girl was, but she was on the top of the chain. And I was, surprised. But anyway, I was able to get through that, and they sent me. That's when they let me go, not right away. And then they had a baseball team, a softball team, and they played. The prison played, and so I actually played baseball while I was there. I told you I'm very athletic, so I was playing baseball. I hit a home run every time. And do you not know? The warden was actually going to try to keep me there, talking about, yeah, this is the first time we had anybody to play like you, and we can go to the finals and turn. I'm like, I'm not trying to be here. I don't give a fuck about no. I'm trying to go home when it's time to go home. And she was really trying to blackmail me. I had never heard of shit like this. Like, are you serious? For a game? No, 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 no. I got to get out when it's my time to go. I want to go. So, and then you go before the board. The board comes, and then you got to talk to them and explain to them. They want to see if you rehabbed and if you learned your lesson and what are your plans when you get out. And I always said the right stuff, I guess, because they released me. They told me, gave me an exit date. I was going to get out early. And so, of course, the warden wasn't happy about it. And so anyway, life went on, and me and this girl, we both got out, and we went to a halfway house, and that's, you're not home, but you get to go to this place, you get to work, you get to leave there, and you also can have visitors, and you can also go spend the night on the weekends, but you have to sign out. They have to know where you're going. When you come back, they do a breathalyzer to see if you've been drinking. They also get a urine from you to see if you've been doing any drugs while you were out on leave. And if you have, then you get violated, you get sent right back up there. So none of that happened for me, but that's just some of the conditions that you go under. So made it through that little program. Went on about my little business. She went on about her business. And She was still there though when I left. She was left there because she had time, because she had murdered somebody. She had to spend more time, and so she was writing me and trying to call me and telling me that they messing with her, and some other people was trying to talk to her. I was like, baby, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so glad to be out of there myself. You know what I'm saying? And I had a couple of friends. I had made friends by then, so I was letting them know, look, can you watch out for her? Because I know they're gonna be bullying her. So they were telling me they'd keep an eye on her and let me know what's going on and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to have to catch a case and come back up there. I'm trying to threaten them to try to keep them off the little girl, but I really knew I wasn't gonna be coming back up there for nothing like that. So anyway, I went on with life. So as life starts to proceed on for me, I got out of the halfway house, and of course, don't know how to stay clean and do what I need to be doing. So as soon as they released me off the program, I started smoking weed. And then a friend of mine brought the dope game to me. Now I'm getting ready to get into a whole nother realm of things I don't know nothing about. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be telling you my story. It'll be part 34, 35 or something. I'll be right back.